Howdy everybody. Welcome back to my channel Passion Theory, where I share with you some of my passions. This one's going to be related to reselling and thrifting. This is some of the interesting or fun things I've sold, like my favorite things I sold over the last month. Alright, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to show are these like geometric earrings. They were very lightweight because they were made of aluminum. I got these from a jewelry jar, so they're about 25 cents. The fees and shipping on this was about $4. They sold for $20, so the profit on these guys was $15.75. These are some cloisonne elephant earrings that I got in a past jewelry jar, so again, they're 25 cents. Roughly. The fees and shipping were $4. They sold for $7, so the profit on these was $3.75. I tend to like things that give me a profit of $5 or more, but I do have a couple of things up that are less. That's just because I'm already listing similar items and it goes by really fast. So if it doesn't take me very long to list, then it's fine. Like these took me about 30 seconds to a minute to list because I had a bunch of cloisonne stuff, and these sold within about a day of me listing them. So, I mean, it's $3.75 I didn't have before. So this Transformers pin also came from a jewelry jar. So again, I paid about 25 cents for it, and the fees and shipping were about $4 because it's super light. It sold for $9, so the profit was $5.75. This miniature glass swan is one of several that I have, and I actually filmed a video where, a haul video where I showed where I bought these from an art store where they sold a bunch of miniature stuff for 25 cents each. So I've already sold some of these things. I just put them up and they sold pretty quickly. Alright, so I paid 25 cents for this, like I said. The shipping and fees were about $4. It sold for $14, so the profit on this was $9.75. Plus, I have, I believe, 3 more of them that haven't sold yet, but probably will eventually. So this Victorian Style Lady cabochon was part of that haul that I got from the art store as well. So I paid 25 cents for her. The fees and the shipping on this were only 20 cents, and that's because she sold on Etsy and they charged 20 cents to list. They do have selling fees and then, also shipping, but I'm not listing either of those on here because this was a bundled item and I put all of that on the first item of this order. She also got a gentleman cabochon. So this one particularly sold for $8, so my profit on her was $7.55. Alrighty, so the same person that bought the lady cabochon also bought one of the gentlemen as well, her partner here. So again, I paid 25 cents. The fees was 20 cents because both of these cabochons shipped with something else. So it sold for $8 as well, and the profit was $7.55 on this one too. So this little sleeping mouse figurine, I was able to do some research and find out that it was made by Napco. And I had the sleeping mouse and then a sleeping dove that were both made by the same company, and I got them both at the art store where they sell their figurines again for 25 cents each. And so I paid that for this guy. The shipping and fees on this were $4. He sold for $13, and so my profit on this one was $8.75. So where I got this was I went to go visit my sister for a while, and she gifted us a bunch of DS games and a DS for my son because both me and my husband have a DS. But a lot of the games she had were not appropriate for one reason or another because she's an adult and he's a kiddo. And she just said, you know, if he doesn't want them or you don't want to play them, sell the extras. So basically, this is Etrian Odyssey or Etrian Odyssey, but it's a Japanese version because my sister speaks Japanese. She went and studied abroad there and everything. And I'm kind of learning Japanese, but I actually have this game in English. So I didn't need the Japanese version, and the kiddo can't read Japanese. So we decided to sell this one. I will say this, if you didn't know, DS games, Nintendo DS is not region locked, so you can play Japanese games on a DS that you got in America and vice versa. So that's actually really awesome when you're selling things because you can sell this to somebody who's learning Japanese in America and they can play it on their DS. So I paid $0 for this one. The fees and shipping were about $4. It sold for $15 and the profit was $9. Also a reminder, video games cannot go media mail. If they open it and you have a video game in there, you will have like shipping pending for your buyer. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of people who do it, but you're not supposed to. So this little sleeping dove figurine is the counterpart to that mouse. Again, I got it at the art store for 25 cents. The fees and shipping were $4. This sold for $13, so the profit was $8.75. So this little plush I got from a Goodwill Blue Box plush box. I still have a bunch I actually haven't listed, but I more than made my money back a long time ago on this, on that particular box. I just got tired of listing the plush because they're harder to photograph. But I couldn't figure out if this was a squirrel or a lemur or a cat or what the heck it was. But it sold recently, so I worked out that I paid about $1.50 for each of my stuffed animals that I got. And everyone calls these plush, and when I was a kid, we always called these stuffies. So I always find it weird that they call them plush or plushies. Because when I was a kid, they were stuffies. That's what everyone called them. Anyway, regardless, I paid $1.50 for it. The shipping and fees were about $5 on this one. It sold for $10, so I made a profit of $3.50, which is pretty low for me, but at the same time, this was up for a long time, and I had it up for $15, and I just took an offer on it because I've already made my profit for this box back. It's not that big a deal. I just needed to get it out so I can get more inventory in, and this one had sat for a while. So I found this watch in a jewelry jar. It doesn't work. It needs its battery replaced. I do not replace watch batteries. I don't do it. I list that I don't know if it works. I list that the batteries need to be replaced. On every watch I sell, they still sell. So I got this from a jewelry jar. I paid 25 cents for it. The shipping and fees were $4. It sold for $10, and I got a profit of $5.75 on a watch that nobody knows if it works or not, and it needs a battery replaced. You don't have to replace the batteries and go through all that trouble. They will still sell. Now, if you have a more high-end watch, then you might want to do it, but these sell just fine for me. Like little cheapo watches. So this pin, I had to do some research on just to find out what the heck it was. I know it's a license plate, obviously, but it's from the company Nerd Block, so it usually has to do with some kind of geeky culture or related to a video game or a movie or something like that. So I did some research and I found out it's a Back to the Future pin. See, I would have never known that because I've seen Back to the Future, but I don't remember people's license plates and stuff. So yeah, it's a Back to the Future pin. I paid 25 cents for it from a jewelry jar. The fees and shipping were $4. It sold for $8, so the profit was $3.75, which is, again, a little bit low, but I didn't do much work for this. I already had a bunch of pins listed at the time. Somebody gave me an offer for this. It was up for $10, and I just took it because I was having a slow day. Sometimes I do that, and it just helps get things rolling. Alrighty, so this figurine was a bit of a mistake for me to purchase. I do buy stuff every time I go that's a little outside my comfort zone, and I try to pick one thing and that I don't know much about. In this particular Goodwill I was in, or thrift store, I can't remember what place I was at, because I got this a long time ago, like more than a year ago. I didn't have any cell service, so I couldn't look it up. So I just grabbed it because it was $2, and sometimes you pay a little bit to learn stuff. So I have made some really good decisions that way, really good items, and sometimes, you just are lucky to not take a hit, So this little piggy figurine, I paid $2 for it. The shipping and fees was $5. It sold finally for $10. I had it up for more than that for a long time, but I hadn't had anybody interested in it for like a year and a half, and I just wanted it gone. So, so I went ahead and sold it for $10, and then I made a profit of $3 on it. So at least I didn't lose anything, and I did make a profit even if it was low. Alright, so here we have another one of the video games that my sister gave to us. She's really, really into Resident Evil, loves those kind of games. They're not really my thing. I really like the horror genre. I'm just not so much into shooters and things like that. But so the kiddo obviously couldn't play it because it's a mature game. It's for 18 plus, and I didn't really want to play it. So I decided to sell it, and I was really surprised with how expensive these were. There is a Japanese version, I believe, and the American version, and there's like 2 American versions or something. There's 2 that are in English. The one that has like a crow on the cover is worth half the amount. So you want this one if you find out in the wild with like the zombie guy on the cover. So this DS game, Deadly Silence, I paid $0 for it. The fees and shipping were $6, and it could have gone cheaper, but I made sure to package this really, really well. And I also wanted to make sure that there was multiple layers of protection because it was an expensive game. It sold for $105, and so my profit was $99 on this game. So this was my biggest selling item, or most expensive item that I sold last month. I don't usually get a lot of high-end items. I usually make around $10 profit per item. That's like kind of my goal, but this was great. Love a little extra thing. And I did contact my sister and ask if she wanted all or some of the profit from this, because I felt like maybe she didn't know the cost of it, and I didn't want to like take advantage of her giving me this for free, because she said I could sell them, but I was expecting like $10 to $20 per game. And she just said no. She gave it to me. When she bought it, she only bought it for like $20, and the price must have gone up since then. But she's more financially well off than I am, and I have the kiddo and stuff, so she said it was no big deal, and to just go ahead and keep it, because I was going to give her a big chunk of it, if not all of it. But yeah, so that is everything for this month. Well, not everything I sold, but everything I thought I would share, because some of them were kind of flops and duds, and some of them were things I've shown in videos, and some were just things to keep an eye out for, things like that. Just my favorite things for whatever reason. So I hope you guys make room for your own passions, and till next time, bye!